Now, the most important thing you need to remember with working with the water element is that the bioelectric currents in your body, in other words, signals from your brain that will amplify during your magical practice, will be dependent on the flow of water energy in your body. In other words, if you have a really imbalanced body, if you have a really, if you're out of shape, or if you simply have a lot of chaotic energy going through you a lot of the time. When I say chaotic, I do not mean chaotic as in the sense of reductive, and I'll elaborate on that later as well. I mean chaotic in the traditional aspect of you're out of control, or there's aspects of your life out of control. If you are in a lot of stress, I do not recommend working with anything too powerful. Like, do not try to do anything. Don't try to do more than you're capable of at first, because the water element, water conducts electricity, obviously. So if you have an imbalance in your water system in your body, if you have something about your body that is very stressed out all the time, and it's because of stress, say you get a stomach ache because of stress, solely from stress, or if you get headaches easily, this is a perfect example of lacking enough air element, lacking enough oxygen, not doing enough things that make you breathe. So exercise more if you're lacking in air, or if you're imbalanced in water as well, because it'll force production of water, it'll force you to sweat, and therefore it'll force you to need more water, which will in turn sort of cleanse your body. And when I say cleanse, I just simply mean it'll feel cleansing to your mind, even if it's just water cooling you off. Simply, it will create a feeling of purification, and that's why it's important. It's not about it that it's actually doing something mystical to your body. It's about the fact that it feels like it is. It's the feeling that creates the effect. I think people take for granted a lot of everyday magic they may do and not even realize that it could have important significance in how they do things. Now, when working with water, I would highly recommend researching a lot of psychic phenomenon. I would highly research your own emotions, study yourself before working with too many water-related ritual, because water is simply unpredictable. Let's leave it at that. That goes for the water in your body too. Like, if you are chaotic, if you are out of place, if you get stressed out easily, if you lash out at people easily, this is overstimulation of the fire element, as well as an imbalance in air at times. If you don't have enough water element, enough emotional output to cool you off, if you don't follow your intuition enough, that's another thing I should mention. Intuition is highly representative of water's nature. It's simply knowing something without having to know it, without having to be told it, without having to hear it, without having to get any output from any other source but yourself. This is what intuition really is. There's no divine force telling you to believe something. It's that pure apprehensive instinct that you just know. And if you question that intuition, you may easily regret it. For instance, I had intuition one day to keep a friend from driving onto a highway too soon, because we were about to turn. Something told me to tell him not to turn yet. And you know what happened whenever I didn't listen to that and kept quiet? Not even 10 seconds later, we're rear-ended by a huge semi-truck. Pretty much. I don't think it had a load on it, but it was still bad. And we got away from it alive. We were safe. That's the most fortunate thing, is that we were all safe. We didn't get hurt. A little shaky, of course, because of the sudden change in what was going on, but we were alive, and that's something that I don't regret, because it told me I need to always listen to my inner voice that just knows, which is my highest self. Your highest self can do the same thing. Listen to intuition, and do not question the power of water. Water is a very vital element, and is a very interesting element. I cannot describe it fully here, as I had elaborated on a few other elements. Perhaps you will just experience something unique with it in relation to yourself. Now, I think that's enough for introduction video, I would say. On a final note, if you have apprehension to doing magic in any way, that's perfectly fine. If you're against this in any way, that's perfectly fine. This way works for me. What I do works for me. It works for other people too, in their opinion. That's our opinion, as many people would like to say. But if it's our opinion and it's working, then clearly our opinion is the reason for it working, isn't it? It's the belief that creates the experience. You cannot experience what you do not believe in. You cannot experience what you are not open to. So if you're open to these ideas, or if you have been at some point, perhaps you can learn magic. I hope that I will be of some help to you. And there will be several more videos along with this one. I would expect at least 30 more videos total on my YouTube channel, so stay tuned for more. And I hope you have enjoyed this introduction. Please excuse any mess-ups I may have done in my wording of things. That's simply what happens when you try to talk too fast for your own good, I guess. Anyway, that's all for now, and thank you for watching. I hope you have a nice day. And may you be able to manifest that which you desire through your own will and none other.